a ground ball up the left side. Pass, roll in. One will score. It's in the gap. It gets by the outfielders. Jordheim goes back. Two will score. Here's the throw down to third. Not in time as Welsh.
Ivy throws it back in. We'll see if the relay comes home. It does not. It's an RBI single.
Called strike three.
Halsted Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Monday afternoon from Kindred. This is the Region 1 Baseball Tournament featuring the Kindred-Richland Vikings and the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers in an elimination contest with the winner to play Central Cass in the championship later tonight here on yourliveevent.com. I'm Chase Miller alongside Joey Hughes, and this is our Irie Insurance pregame show. For all of your insurance requests, go online to irieins.com. That again is irieins.com, providing our pregame show coverage throughout this Region 1 baseball tournament. From the Viking varsity diamond again in Kindred, gorgeous stay overcast skies. The wind starting to blow a little bit more throughout the afternoon, more towards the press box here in Kindred. The Vikings at 15-2 on the season. Fargo Oak Grove sits at 7-9, and then the winner again will play the Central Cass Squirrels. It's the 1 seed, the 3 seed, and the 5 seed that are still left remaining. Let's recap what happened on Saturday in Enderlin to get to this point. Before we get to our coach's corner with Justin Petrick and also Scott Milbrandt coming up around the corner. Back on Saturday, a 6-2 win for Central Cass over Fargo Oak Grove. Jackson Parker with the complete game performance, and Logan Broughton went 4 for 4 from the plate with 2 runs driven in and also 2 runs scored. Then in the elimination contest, Northern Cass 5-1 over the Oaks Tornadoes. In that game, Keegan Neva, and you also had Osi coming on for 7 innings of work as Northern Cass upended the Tornadoes 5-1. Kindred-Richland ended the Enderlin Eagles season in 5, 16-0, and then came back with a 6-4 win over Northern Cass, tied at 4 apiece going into the 6th inning before the Vikings scored 2 on a throwing error from Huzar that made it 6-4 in favor of Kindred-Richland. And in that game, Mason Almaris threw the complete game here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. So that's where we are to this point, as we'll get to our coach's corner coming up around the corner here between Fargo Grove and Kindred-Richland. We'll hear from Justin Petrick, Scott Milbrandt. We'll get to our starting lineups and alongside the opening pitch here from Kindred. And we'll keep you apprised just over the left field foul wall. It is the Kindred-Richland Vikings and the Central Cass Squirrels. Winner punches their ticket not only to the state tournament in Minot, but also to the Region 1 championship. That'll be on Tuesday on your live event on the softball side. Later tonight in an elimination game, it's Hillsborough Central Valley going up against Northern Cass, with the winner to play the loser of the Squirrels and the Vikings in a state qualifier tomorrow here from Kindred. So a very busy day. We could have Region 1 baseball here tomorrow, but what would need to happen, either the Grovers, the Vikings would need to beat the Squirrels a little bit later on tonight for that to happen. If Central Cass wins tonight, the Region 1 baseball tournament will conclude and the Squirrels will win their 3rd straight Region 1 title. Quick break. We're back after this with our coach's corner. That's next on yourliveevent.com.
Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. You to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at RDK Enterprises, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
One size does not fit all. As a small business employer, you have many great benefit options. Hello, Angela here with the Irie Insurance Benefits Connect team. We know shopping for employee insurance benefits can be a confusing and intimidating task for employers. Not to mention one more thing on your plate. Let Irie Insurance Benefits Connect guide you through the process. We take a unique approach to providing benefits through education, communication, and a personal touch. To find out more, go to IrieInsurance.com.
On our Irie Insurance pregame show here today from Kindred, it's the final 3 teams standing here in the Region 1 baseball tournament. It's the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers going up against the Kindred-Richland Vikings. And joining us now from the Grovers, that's Justin Petrick. And Justin, let's just recap what happened in Enderlin on Thursday and alongside of on Saturday. What did you just see from your guys to win 2 games on Thursday? Obviously, you kept it close with Central Cass on Saturday, and now you're going up against the Vikings here a second time around. But what did you like from your club down at Hendrickson Field?
Yeah, I liked that we finished our games out on Thursday. So we've played, I think, 2 or 3, maybe even 4 one-run games this year during the regular season, and none of them really went our way. And so composure has been a little bit of our issue for us down the stretch. We looked a little bit rattled in that first game against Oaks, ended up closing it out, and I thought we looked a lot more comfortable in the 7th inning against Kindred. So I think, just really keeping composure and finally finishing a couple of those games off felt really good for our guys, and it's going to go a long way hopefully today.
And then you go up against the Vikings. You got up on them early. You led wire to wire in that contest on Thursday. So what's it going to take for the second time around here just in this tournament? What's going to be a challenge against Coach Milbrandt Vikings club?
I think really for us, getting up early goes a long way for us, and I think it goes a long way for a lot of high school teams, but really, for us in particular, getting that first run across is really kind of a big confidence boost for us. Obviously, Coach Milbrandt's a great coach. This is a great baseball program here in Kindred, and so, if we can get up early and not get down right away, I think it's really going to go a long way for our confidence and help keep us in the game.
And then seeing Grayson Doctor on the mound, just what's one thing you want to see him early on in this contest against the Viking club that obviously can do the small ball, they like to hit and run, the business here, but what do you want to see from Grayson on the mound?
Really for him, just throwing strikes and filling up the zone. We kind of talked a lot about how walks can kill us on our team, and so, keeping the walks to a minimum, making sure those singles don't go for, a couple runs rather than just, if you get a single, it's just a single, no big deal, we move on to the next batter. So making sure he's filling up the zone. I think he's only got about 50 pitches too, so we're going to try and get as much out of him as we can. So just really filling up the zone and making them, be hitters, and we got good defense behind us, so we can make the plays.
I asked kind of Scott the same question. It was big for them to have Mason Almaris go the complete game against Northern Cass. How big is it for your guys' arms to get quality outs, in particular with Hatfield there? He had about 10 pitches left back on Saturday, and he was able to, get a couple more outs. How big is that when you get to a tournament play like this in a double elimination?
That's huge, especially for us. Our pitching staff is not really the deepest compared to some of the other teams in the region, and, the 2 teams we got left other than us, Castleton and Kindred, they got a lot more arms than we do. And so, I think I told Trey on Saturday, I said, if you can get me 3 innings, I'll be happy, because he had about 50 pitches as well, and he got us, I think, 4 2/3. And so I said, even better. And that 6-pitch inning I think he had there in the 4th inning, I told him on going out there, he's a senior, I said, this is probably it. It's probably your last inning. And so make it your best one, and give us your best stuff. And he came back in, and I said, well, I guess you get to go out there again. So it was fun for him and fun for us to have a little laugh about that. But just making sure we're filling up the zone, trying to get as many minimal pitches as possible in an inning, and get those outs behind our guys is going to be big for us.
Justin, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck here today against the Kindred Vikings.
Thank you.
We'll continue on our Irie Insurance pregame show after this between the Grovers and the Vikings from Kindred.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
Dakota Heritage Bank, serving you with 10 locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota, has a strong background in ag and business lending, but they can also help with auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. Dakota Heritage Bank is a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. Our friendly staff greets you with a smile, takes the time to get to know you, and can help you with your banking needs. Visit us online, dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
As we continue on our Irie Insurance pregame show here today from Kindred, it is the Region 1 baseball tournament elimination game featuring the Kindred-Richland Vikings, and alongside the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers. Joining us is Vikings head coach, that is Scott Milbrandt. And Scott, let's recap what happened in Enderlin on Saturday. You had to go to 2 elimination games, able to take care of business in game number 1 against the Enderlin Eagles. Then you come back and have to go up against a really quality opponent as well in Northern Cass. Went right down to the wire, end up winning it 6-4. What did you just see from your team on Saturday at Hendrickson Field?
I think you saw that, they had a little fire in their belly, and they didn't want to go down and lay down. So they came to play, and they played really well against Enderlin, and then came back against a very quality Northern Cass team. That last couple of years, that team has really improved. They're tough out in the tournament, well coached, and we were happy to get the win.
And Mason Almaris comes out, goes start to finish for you guys. How big is that, not just for what it is in the postseason, but because you are coming back through that double elimination portion of the bracket where obviously arms and pitching count obviously comes into a big thing during this time of the year, Scott?
It really does. You know, you play your season, and of course you always play for that 1 seed, but you always have that game too, and we didn't have a lot of 5 in it. We always had counting games, but we had to use 6-7 guys throughout the region year, and I think that kind of got us ready for that first loss. So you have to play a lot of games, and I think our arms were ready.
Nice thing is you're back in your home park here going up against Fargo Oak Grove. Second time you've seen them. What do you just remember about that Thursday game where they got out in front? They never relinquished the lead, got some hits against Jack Wold. Obviously Swenson came in and did a really good job as well to keep you guys in the ball game. But what do you remember from that game back on Thursday?
I remember, Oak Grove played a very, very good game. They hit the ball well. I believe they had 14 hits. And we kicked it around a little bit. And if you kick the ball around in tournament time, it's tough to come back, especially against these quality teams we have in Region 1.
Final thing for you, Owen Hoyme on the mound. Just what are you hoping to see from him right off the bat here today?
He's pitched really well for us. So pound the zone, and if they hit it, right? And we have good defense behind us. So if he can keep the ball down on these guys, get us some ground balls, and we can get a timely hit, that's all you can ask for.
Scott, as always, thanks so much for your time and best of luck here today against Fargo Oak Grove.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And again, Scott Milbrand, head coach of the Kindred-Richland Vikings. We're back after this on our Irie Insurance pregame show from Kindred on your live event.
Emery Vistos Implement has been family-owned and operated since 1935. Located in Oaks, North Dakota, they sell CarQuest automotive parts and numerous lines of agriculture parts, from edible bean equipment to air compressors and pressure washers. Plus, you'll have to stop by and check out their Ariat clothing selection at Emery Vistos Implement. Anything you need is under one roof. Stop in just south of Oaks on Highway 1 or go online to vistoimplement.com. That's vistoimplement.com.
As we come back here for our final segment on our Irie Insurance pregame show, for all of your insurance requests, go to Irie Insurance online at irieins.com and get ready for the upcoming hail policies to protect your crop throughout the summer season. For your local Irie Insurance agent, go online to irieins.com. As they're getting to the starting lineups here, first for the visiting on their Bank North scoreboard, that is the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers. Cameron Liebel, the senior first baseman, followed by Grayson Doctor, the sophomore pitcher. We have Mason Hermstead, the senior catcher. Also a note with Doctor, he has 50 pitches before his tournament wraps up, currently at 85 for the pitch count. Trey Hatfield, the senior third baseman, batting cleanup. Jonathan Ashey, the senior center fielder, batting fifth, followed by Jake Ring, the junior shortstop. Zach Winter, the freshman designated hitter, seventh. Jesse Peterson, the senior left fielder, eighth. And Noah Meidinger in right field, the freshman. And then you have Jack Dietz playing second. So Liebel, Dr. Hermstead, Hatfield, Ashey, Ring, Winter, Peterson, Meidinger, and Dietz playing second base. Justin Petrick, the head coach of the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers, with a mark of 7 wins and 9 losses on the season. The Grovers, as they have been, out in their black tops with maroon numerals and lettering with white pants here for Fargo Oak Grove. For the Kindred-Richland Vikings, they'll go like this. Mason Almaris, the senior center fielder, batting leadoff. Jack Wold, the shortstop junior, batting second. Jeremiah Doctor, the senior catcher, batting third. Max Upgran, the senior first baseman, batting cleanup. Jorgen Swenson, the senior third baseman, batting fifth, with Kylan Swenson, the sophomore left fielder, batting sixth. Grant Spellhound, the junior designated hitter, seventh. Bryce Whipple, the junior right fielder, batting eighth. And Owen Hoyme is on the mound here today for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. Andrew Traum is going to play second base for the juniors. So Almaris, Wold, Doctor, Upgran, Swenson, and Swenson. That's Jorgen and Kylan. Grant Spellhaug, Whipple, Hoyme, and Traum here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings, head coach by Scott Milbrandt. that with their blue uniforms with Vikings across the front in cursive in white with white numerals and white pants here today for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. From Viking Varsity Diamond Field, this is the Region 1 baseball tournament. Calling balls and strikes is Pat Adair. Up the first baseline, Eric Olson. And at third is Gareth Hansen here for this first of 2 games. We know we'll have 2 more here. After this one, Central Cass awaits the winner. If Oak Grove wins, Central Cass would be the home team in the championship. If Kindred-Richland wins, the Squirrels would be the visitors. That does it for our pregame show. The first pitch is coming up next here from Kindred.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsborough. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsborough.
There's more at 104. Hillsborough, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. Take in the sights or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsborough and see why there's more at 104.
The Kindred Vikings Booster Club is an organization of parents and community members that supports and encourages the advancement to Kindred athletic programs, focusing on wholesome school spirit, promoting good sportsmanship, and developing high ideals of character. For more information, or if you'd like to be part of the Kindred Vikings Booster Club, send an email to kindredboosterclub@gmail.com. That's kindredboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Vikings!
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
It's the Region 1 baseball tournament as we move from Enderlin, which hosted on Tuesday for the play-in game between the Enderlin Eagles and the Ball Stars. Enderlin was able to win 4 games on Thursday and 4 games on Saturday. And throughout the Region 1 baseball tournament, it's just gotten a little bit warmer each particular day. From Thursday, where you kind of had to maybe bring your winter jacket out, bring a blanket, have a hoodie on, from what we had on Saturday, and now today here in the 80-degree temperature here from Kindred. This is the Region 1 tournament on your liveevent.com. I'm Chase Miller alongside Joey Hughes with you here from Kindred as we get set for first of 2 games. It's the elimination contest between the Grovers and the Vikings from Viking Varsity Diamond. Cameron Liebel, so far 4 of 11 with 4 runs scored, batting leadoff. Then Grayson Doctor, 3 of 8 with 3 runs, and Mason Hermstead, 5 of 7 with a run driven in. Third game this season, Oak Grove and Kindred-Richland. Kindred-Richland and the Vikings are 1-1 against the Grovers. They won 20-6 on April the 27th here in Kindred, and then a 5-3 win for Oak Grove over Kindred-Richland back on Thursday. First pitch at 5:03 as we get this one ready to go underway. Calling balls and strikes again, Pat Adair behind the plate. This one swung on and miss. It's now 0-2 on the way here to Liebel. Liebel batting in that leadoff spot here with Doctor behind the plate for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. This will be down low, missing for a ball at 1-2. Owen Hoyme on the mound here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. And the pitch. That'll miss out of the zone for a ball. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jorgen Swenson at third base with Wold at shortstop. Traum at second and Upgrand at first. The 2-2 is going to be hit on the ground. Going to be a difficult play. A C&I single on the way here for Cameron Liebel as he rounds first. And the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers will have a leadoff single here to get things going in this contest. Grayson Doctor, 3 of 8 with 3 runs scored. Due up next, Kylan Swenson in left field, Almaris in center, and Whipple in right field here for Fargo Oak Grove. And the Grovers will try to do what they did against Kindred-Richland on Thursday, and that's begin the contest with some runs in the first inning. This will miss for a ball, now 1-0. Going back to Thursday, Fargo Oak Grove scored 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and they left a runner on base. They chased Jack Gould after 1 2/3 innings, had a lead and never relinquished it against the Vikings. This will be hit on the ground to the first baseman, and Upgrand just does a smart thing to go to get the first out. Had a chance for 2, but with Cameron Liebel's speed, the senior will get to second base. Doctor is recorded on a fielder's choice. Now it's Mason Hermstead. Hermstead, 5 of 7 with a run driven in so far here for Fargo Oak Grove in the tournament. Against Kindred-Richland, went 4 for 4 with 3 singles and a double, a run scored and a run driven in back on Thursday. As right now Liebel trying to see if he could take his lead, as Wold almost ran into him there on the base pass. That will miss for a ball, now at 1-0. So Fargo Oak Grove has a chance to get on in front, and something that Justin Petrick said early on in the regular season, the one-run games weren't going for us. But in the Region 1 tournament, the close games, they've just found ways to make the right pitch at the right time, not allow the big crooked inning with either Hatfield, Doctor, or what we've seen with Liebel on the mound so far here through Fargo Oak Grove. This is game number 4 for them of this tournament. For the Kindred-Richland Vikings, this is game number 4 as well. That one in there for a strike. Now at 1-2. So after a leadoff single by Liebel, Doctor hit one to Upgrand to be recorded, and now it's a 1-2 pitch upcoming for Owen Hoyme. That'll be strike 3 looking outer part of the plate, and that's out number 2. Nice location there for Owen Hoyme. Mason Hermstead swings on that one, more than likely shoots it on the ground to right. Now it's going to be Trey Hatfield here, 3 of 8 with a run scored and a run driven in. He's going to be part of the Lions All-Star Basketball Series in July. We'll have those games ready the Monday, Tuesday after the 4th on yourliveevent.com. Good swing, now 0-1. Hatfield also is done pitching for Fargo Oak Grove as he went through his limit against the Central Cass Squirrels back on Saturday from Hendrickson Field in Enderlin. The pitch going to be hit on the ground, and that's going to be to right field. Coming on is going to be Whipple. Justin Petrick allows Cameron Liebel to try to come in. He will, as this is going to be a run scored. Hatfield now charging his way to third base, and he's going to slide in there safely. It's a RBI here for Hatfield, and the air will allow him to get to third base. So Liebel will come in to score. Hatfield goes from first to third on this single, and then the air out in right. And all of a sudden now the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers on our Bank North scoreboard, as they did on Thursday, take an early lead as Ashe, the senior center fielder, comes up to the plate. Ashe will take one in there for a strike, now 0-1. Ashe against Kindred-Richland, 0 for 3 with a sacrifice fly back on Thursday. Runner at third base is Trey Hatfield as the Grovers looking to get their second run. This one's going to be hit right back off of Hoyme. Hoyme fields his position and does a good job staying with that one to retire the side. 1-3 on the putout. But a run does come in as there were 2 hits, both the singles and air, and a runner left on base. A half inning complete on our Bank North scoreboard. Grovers draw first blood on yourliveevent.com.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsborough. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsborough.
At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator.
Back here in Kindred, it's Fargo, Oak Grove, and the Kindred-Richland Vikings on our Bank North scoreboard. Go to ibanknorth.com to find a branch and a location near you throughout the week. That, again, is ibanknorth.com. So after a leadoff single, Cameron Liebel, quality productive out with Grayson Doctor. Hermstead struck out, then Hatfield with an opposite field single to bring him in the air. Then Hatfield was recorded out at third base. Ashe 1-3 on a bullet right back to Owen Hoyme to retire the side here, but not before the Grovers get out in front. Mason Almaris, Jack Wold, and you have Jeremiah Doctor batting here, as this will be in the dirt for a ball at 1-0. Grayson Doctor, 85 pitches so far, now 86 here in this tournament. You get 135, and for Justin Petrick, it's about how many outs can he somehow manifest here with the right-hander. Hatfield had 10 pitches left and able to get 5 outs against Central Cass on Saturday. This one foul back, now 2-1. If you're Kindred-Richland, you can try to be patient and see how much you can chase Doctor out. Then more than likely Liebel would be probably the next pitcher coming up here for Fargo Oak Grove, depending on the situation. Those are the 3 that the Growers have pitched so far here in this tournament. Good-looking pitch at the knee, now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mason in this tournament, 4 of 7 with 7 runs scored here for Kindred-Richland. Here's the 2-2 offering. This is going to be a smash to left field. The wind bringing this one in, and Peterson able to go into a little left center here. That was barreled up by Mason for allowed out number 1. Now it's going to be Jack Wold coming up to the plate. The wind blowing a little bit from in to maybe a little towards left to right here in Kindred. So if you're going to hit one particularly to center to left field where it's 325 down the line, you better get a hold of it. This one will be in there for a strike to Wold. Now 0-1. The junior shortstop, 4 of 8 in the tournament with 6 runs driven in. The righty on the mound here in Grayson Doctor, the 0-1 out of the zone, now 1-1. Hermstead behind the plate. Then at first base, it's Liebel. Dietz at second. Ring at short. And Hatfield at third here for Fargo Oak Grove. That'll miss for a ball. Now 2-1. Peterson in left with Ashe in center and Meidinger in right here this late afternoon, early evening for the Grovers. And this one will go right over the press box here in Kindred. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Top of the lineup has been right on schedule for Scott Milbrandt, as they have been able to get aboard in various different ways, steal some bases, drive some in. And this one will come in and hit him. So Jack Wold will take the free pass here on pitch number 5, and now it's going to be Jeremiah Doctor, the senior catcher, stepping up to the plate. So far, Doctor 5 of 10 here in the tournament, as you'll have Wold at first base. So Doctor looks into the lefty here against Doctor. Grayson on the mound, Jeremiah at the plate. Runner stays put at first. First pitch swinging fouled. It'll be 0-1. Going back through for Kindred-Richland so far, able to have 13 hits on the top of the lineup for the Vikings through 3 games in this Region 1 tournament. Wold will take his lead off of first, being held there by Liebel. Grayson takes a peek. This is going to be hit in the air, and that might split the gap to right, but the right fielder comes on and makes a nice play with Meidinger. 2 outs that have been barreled baseballs so far for the Kindred-Richland Vikings, but the outfielders for Fargo Oak Grove have had a good job getting in the gap, clombing that off, and now it'll be out number 2. So Max Upgrand here, the senior first baseman with a run driven in and 2 runs scored so far for the Vikings, will come up to the plate. We'll see if they allow Jack Wold to scamper off here with 2 outs. Hermstead got arm behind home plate here for the Grovers. Breaking ball in there for a strike at 0-1. Again, our umpiring crew, Pat Adair calling balls and strikes, Gareth Hansen at third, and then Eric Olson at first for this contest here in Kindred. Here's the 0-1 offering on the way from Doctor. That'll miss for a ball at 1-1. Nice secondary lead at first that we saw that time from Wold. Trying to maneuver himself as far as possible here, and with the 1-1 offering, the righty will look back, and this one's going to hit him. Going to second base is going to be Wold, as he will sit there. So unfortunate for Grayson Doctor, as that one, again, just hit the backside of Jack Wold to allow him to get to second base. Now all of a sudden you'll have a runner in scoring position here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. The 1-1 pitch on the way. That'll be in there for a strike at 1-2. So as Wold now at second base, something to the outfield for Max Upgrand is what the Kindred-Richland Vikings are looking for here to tie things up in the bottom of the first. Breaking ball got him to pop up. This one's going to be into foul territory, making his way across, and not going to get there is Meininger, as Liebel and Meininger were chasing after that one. Meininger had to come a long way, then all of a sudden kind of look down and see if he might run into Liebel, and by the time he had to play the swirl of the wind, hustle after it, it just was able to drop in there for a strike. Doing a good job battling here is Max Upgrand right now with Grayson Doctor. Here's the 1-2 offering. That'll miss outside for a ball at 2-2. Jorgen Swenson due up next if Max Upgrand can find a way to get aboard here in the bottom of the first inning. Elimination game here in the Region 1 baseball tournament. We'll go from 3 to 2 teams left after this contest. The 2-2 hit on the ground. This is going to be right up the middle. A difficult CNI single. Rounding third is Wold, and you're not going to get a throw by Atchie. It's an RBI single here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. Mac Upscran ties his puppy up at 1 apiece. So Wold comes in to score. That's his fourth, make it fifth run of the tournament. Nice job by Max, able to just stay through that particular pitch and hit a slow roller right back up the middle. A CNI single here. And now it's the bottom of the first inning, and we're back to a tie ball game here on our Bank North scoreboard as the wind is really starting to make its way coming through Kindred a little bit, and even shifting maybe more so from a left to right down the left to right foul pole. 325 in left field, 348 in center, and then 302 right down the line in right. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Gonna be fouled. Now at 0-2. Central Cass awaits the winner of this contest, and then if needed, if the Squirrels were to lose against the winner of this contest, we would play at 5 o'clock tomorrow here in Kindred, also on your live event. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Swenson. That'll miss. Now 1-2. Jorgen so far with a RBI and 2 runs scored here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings in this Region 1 baseball tournament. The 1-2 pitch. Check swing. And Pat Adair, we'll see if they say he went. Yes, they will, and he's going to be called out on strikes. That'll retire the side here in the Vikings. But the Kindred-Richland Vikings able to plate a run off of a hit. There was an error and 1 runner left on base. We've completed one here on our Bank North scoreboard. It's 1-1 with the Vikings and the Grovers. Oak Grove coming to the plate.
Central Cass School's mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community, and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The new STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow in the new space and move forward with excellence.
Do you want that new boat? Are you building onto your home? Maybe you want the new camper or ATV. Dakota Heritage Bank can help you. This is Dustin Nagel, president at Dakota Heritage Bank Hillsborough location. You can visit with me or our other loan officers to help with loans and lines of credit from Dakota Heritage Bank. We are serving you with locations in North Dakota and Northwest Minnesota. Dakota Heritage Bank offers financial services you expect with a local perspective. dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Top of the second inning, we go 1-1 between the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers and the Kindred-Richland Vikings. Let's get you an update on the softball diamond. Going to the bottom of the third inning, Central Cass and Kindred-Richland scoreless on yourliveevent.com. Squirrels the runner on with one out. Jake Berkmeyer with you on the call on that one with Reggie Funk. Not too far away from us here in Kindred. Very busy spring-like day here in May. The pitch on the way. This is going to be fouled, and they're getting peppered sooner or later. We'll see if one comes into the press box. The junior shortstop, Mr. Ring, comes up, followed by Winter and Peterson here. For Fargo Oak Grove, they will be looking for something productive from the bottom of their lineup, as this will be a little slow hopper hit on the ground. Jorgen Swenson up grand 5-3 on the putout as Winter steps up to the plate. Taking a look at Fargo Oak Grove so far here in this tournament. Between their 7, 8, and 9 batters, they've had 2 hits so far, as they're trying to have an opportunity with 2 hits with 23 at-bats here in the Region 1 tournament. So for the bottom of the lineup, just finding ways to get on base here. This one going to be swung on and missed. It is going to be something large for Coach Petrick and the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers. The freshman designated hitter here for Winter going up against Hoyme, who blows by a fastball by him. Here's the 0-1 offering upcoming by the righty. That'll miss for a ball. Now 1-1. For Owen Hoyme right now, 2 hits against, 1 run. This will one-hop doctor, now 2-1. Fargo Oak Grove, this is ball game number 17 of the season for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. This is contest number 18 on the year. As that'll miss low for a ball at 3-1. Winter 1 of 9 so far in the tournament with the run driven in here for the designated hitting freshman. The 3-1 offering upcoming from Hoyme. The pitch. This is going to be laced to straightaway center field. Taking a couple steps over to his left is Almaris. Good little knock there by Winter, but right to an outfielder for the fly out. Now 2 down here on our Bank North scoreboard. Jesse Peterson, the senior left fielder, will dig in 0 for 6 so far here for Peterson. For the Kindred-Richland Vikings, bottom of the second, they will also be setting up their 6, 7, and 8 batters in the bottom half of the frame. Here's the pitch. That'll miss for a ball, now at 1-0. The 1-0 pitch upcoming here for the senior left fielder. It'll now be 0-1. 2 outs here, top of the second inning. A ground out with the Ring, and then a fly out with Winter. The pitch swung on, now 1-2. With 2 outs here is Hoyme looking for his second strikeout on the mound for the Vikings. And he's going to get it. Is a foul tip. Nope, it'll be all the way to the backstop. Tough play here. And not going to be in time, as this one will get by Opgram, but fielded cleanly by Trom. So it will be a strikeout, but reaching base will be Peterson. And now it's going to be 2 out with a runner on here for the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers. I wasn't sure if that was close to being a foul tip at the plate or not, but it gets by Doctor and then goes all the way to the backstop. And good job there by Peterson, hustling right away when he looked back and didn't see Doctor glove the baseball to now get at first base. Here's the pitch upcoming. And that'll miss for a ball at 1-0. Noah Meidinger, the freshman right fielder here for Fargo Oak Grove. 1 of 8 so far here in the tournament with a run scored. Runner stays put. Swung on and missed. Now 1-1 after Meidinger goes back to the top of the lineup here for the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers and Kindred. Nice little crowd on hand, busy between the baseball and softball diamonds here. The pitch. This is going to be hit in the air. A lazy fly ball, but getting enough room and making a sliding play in center is Almaris. We've seen Mason Almaris flash the leather in Enderlin, and he does it here in Kindred, here in the Region 1 baseball tournament. That'll retire the side. No runs as the Kindred-Richland Vikings will be looking to score in the bottom of the second. Coming up next here on yourliveevent.com.
Tomorrow is happening right now. Today, more than ever, the world needs safe, secure, sustainable, and affordable sources of energy. That's why Enbridge is advancing new technologies to reduce emissions. like carbon capture and hydrogen power. By putting in the work today, we're bridging to a cleaner energy future. Tomorrow is on. Enbridge. Life takes energy.
Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Fireworks and sports stuff in the same store? That's right. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Come in and browse the sports cards and memorabilia and fireworks at the same time. Unopened packs and boxes of sports cards, plus pre-owned cards as well. Jersey swatch autograph cards, lots of Twins, Vikings, Wolves, Wild, Lynx, and North Stars memorabilia, bobbleheads, caps, and more. They're open Saturdays 10 to 5. Call anytime, 701-436-6140. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro.
Bottom of the second inning on our Bank North scoreboard, Fargo, Oak Grove, and the Kindred-Richland Vikings here on your live event.com. In Region 2, in a loser-out game, Hillsboro Central Valley survives Hatton Northwood, so the Burros will be moving on to a loser-out game tomorrow against the loser of the semifinal between Thompson and Mayport CG. Region 2 has really been the Thompson-Tommy region here of the last handful of seasons. This is going to be fouled, and another one that goes right over the press box here at 1-1. Kylan Swenson so far for the sophomore left fielder with 3 runs scored here in the tournament with a run driven in. Here's the 1-1 offering on the way here for Doctor. That'll miss for a ball now at 2-1. So for Grayson Doctor and the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers here, here's the 2-1 offering. Breaking ball, that'll be in the dirt now at 3-1. So far, Owen Hoyme, 29 pitches through 2 innings of work. In comparison here for Grayson Doctor, this would be pitch number 27 upcoming. That'll miss for a ball. Or they call it a strike. Nope, it was a ball, so that'll be 5 pitches and a walk on the way here, as they'll have a leadoff walk for Kylan Swenson. And for the Kindred-Richland Vikings, they'll look for their first lead of this contest. Grant Spellhaug here, the junior designated hitter, batting 7th. 2 for 9 with a run scored, as you have Hatfield playing even with the bag at third. Lebo holding Swenson on at first. Doctor again gets 50 pitches, and then he will have to come out of the game after that, as this will miss for a ball at 1-0. Justin Petrick said, looking for about 3 innings. If you can get any more from that, that's just kind of gravy. Trying to get as close to splitting the game up in a 7-inning contest here for Fargo Oak Grove. Here's the 1-0 offering. Swung on and missed. Now 1 ball and 1 strike. And that's the thing. Sometimes you get to a region tournament, it's not necessarily the squad that has the bat sometimes, as it's about just fielding the position and minimizing the amount of pitchers and pitches you can throw in a particular day. Central Cass able to win 2 on Thursday. The same for Fargo Oak Grove. Runner's going to go here, going down to second base and sliding in, not with a slide Spellhaug, with a stand-up stolen base here. So he'll be in scoring position. It'll be now 2-1 on the way here to Grant Spellhaug. So now Spellhaug with a runner in scoring position with the 2-1. That'll miss for a ball at 3-1. The Vikings scored with an Opgrand RBI single in the bottom half of the first inning. Now it's 3-1 on the way here for Grant, as you'll have Doctor look back the runner at second. This is foul back now 3-2, and Kylan had a nice secondary lead there as well at second base. Dietz trying to keep him close at second as best as possible here, as Grayson Doctor with pitch 33 upcoming looks in. And the pitch. 3-2 foul tipped and snow coned into the glove of Hermstead, as that'll be out number 1 here in the bottom of the second inning. A foul tip, good job by Grayson Doctor to challenge Spellhaug, and better job by Hermstead hanging on for out number 1, as Bryce Whipple, the junior right fielder, 1 of 9 so far here in the tournament, will come into the batter's box. Doctor looks back the runner at second, and the pitch. That'll be in there for a strike at 0-1. Owen Hoyme due up next in that number 9 spot, and he's been very productive for the Vikings in that number 9 spot for Coach Milbrandt here throughout this tournament. 0-1 pitch on the way, upcoming for Grayson Doctor. Breaking ball, got him out front now, 0-2. Central Cass 1-1 against Kindred-Richland here this season. They've beaten the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers twice. The Squirrels await the winner of this contest next. Swung on and miss. And for Doctor, 3 pitches, and he gets his second straight strikeout, third here on the mound, and now it goes to Owen Hoyme. Hoyme, 3 of 7 in that number 9 spot that we mentioned, with 2 runs scored for the junior pitcher, a chance to help his own cause right now on the mound and trying to get the go-ahead run in from second base here in Kylan Swenson. Doctor looks in the pitch. That'll miss for a ball at 1-0. Then it goes back to Mason Almaris, the top of the lineup here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. 1 run, 2 hits here for Fargo Oak Grove with an error. 1 run, 1 hit, and an error so far here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings, as that'll miss for a ball at 2-0. Fargo Oak Grove sending the top of the lineup up in the top of the 3rd inning with Cameron Liebel to lead things off for the Grovers. Here's the 2-0 pitch on the way. That'll be in there for a strike at 2-1. After a leadoff walk by Kylan Swenson, he stole second base, a strikeout with Spellhaug and a strikeout with Whipple. And now Doctor 1 out away from getting out of any jam here in the second. And now 1 strike away from striking out the side. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning here in the Region 1 baseball tournament from Viking Varsity Diamond in Kindred. Here's the 2-2 offering. In the dirt. Almost in the dirt there. Hermstead did a good job picking that one up. Now 3-2. We'll see if we challenges him with a fastball or goes back to breaking ball here to Hoyme. Fastball, that'll miss out of the zone, and it's the second walk of the inning. So first time through the lineup, Grayson Doctor has got an inning and 2/3 with a hit, a run against, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Hit by pitch with 2 walks. And all of a sudden, the pitch count sits at 42 with Mason Almaris at the plate. Almaris with a line drive out to Peterson in left field his first time up. Breaking ball in there for a strike at 0-1. Mason able to work the count to 2-2, and that's something we've said here the first time through the lineup. At least a 2-ball count 5 times here for Doctor on the mound against these Viking batters. The 0-1. Breaking ball, that'll miss. Now 1-1. Another kicker again here for Grayson Doctor. If Mason Almaris can get 6 more pitches in this at bat, this would be the last batter that Doctor could go up against, as he came in today with 85 pitches here in this Region 1 baseball tournament. The 1-1 and be foul back now 1-2. Region 2 baseball tournament could conclude tomorrow. The Region 2 softball tournament will conclude tomorrow. Same for Region 1, as we'll know who from the eastern side of the state will be making their way to Minot on the softball side. The 1-2 pitch, and look out as that one goes right underneath us into the Kindred-Richland Viking dugout. 10th batter here of the contest for Grayson Doctor, with the 1-2 pitch upcoming to Mason Almaris. Runner at second is Kylan Swenson. At first is Hoyme. The pitch, that'll miss for a ball. Now 2-2. And then after they get to that pitch count, we'll see where Justin Petrick goes. Hatfield again has already thrown his amount of pitches in this tournament. Liebel with 66 and Ring with 47 so far here for the Grovers on the mound. The 2-2 offering. Breaking ball going to be hit right on a one-hopper to the second baseman. He'll go 4-3 to retire the Vikings and the side here through 2. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. Doctor has thrown 48 pitches now through 2 innings as we go to the top of the 3rd here on your liveevent.com.
There's more at 104. Hillsborough, North Dakota has everything you want in a hometown. Business opportunities, great jobs, and a top-notch school. Shovel-ready lots for your next idea. Great jobs in manufacturing, healthcare, and agriculture. An excellent education for your kids with small class sizes and lots of school spirit. Plus easy access to I-29 and the conveniences of North Dakota's largest cities. Build your future in Hillsborough and see why there's more at 104.
The Kindred Public School District looks to collaboratively cultivate an environment that challenges learners to reach their full potential in a student-centered, community-supported environment while building authentic relationships that promotes active engagement in learning, literacy, and life. Kindred Public Schools' mission is to educate, prepare, and maximize student potential. Kindred Public School District, student-centered, community-supported. For more info about upcoming school events and news, go online to kindred.k12.us.
Top of the third inning, we go from Kindred. It's the Kindred-Richland Vikings and the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers here on YourLiveEvent.com. A reminder of this broadcast of this postseason tournament game is a special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association and those within the Activities Directors of Region 1 as well. Tip of the cap to Coach Brutland and alongside Calvin Kraft and company out in Enderlin for hosting Thursday and Saturday as it goes to now Matt Crane here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings, where the Vikings are very busy here today and they're hoping to be just as busy tomorrow because that means you would have another day of Region 1 baseball as Liebel takes a strike, now 0-1. Cameron with the leadoff single came in and scored. This is going to be to the Oak Grove dugout, and the Grovers had to scatter once in Enderlin. That time it went above a little bit of where we've seen it. Here's the 0-2 pitch as Hoyme works ahead here. Pitch 32 for Owen. That'll miss out of the zone for a ball at 1-2. 5 batters up in the first inning, a single by Liebel and a single by Hatfield with a air out in right has allowed the 1-1 contest so far. Breaking ball got him out front, but Liebel stayed behind and able to keep that one going as he takes a hard charge around first on his way to second, and he's going to be up there with a stand-up double. Cameron Liebel now 6 of 13 here in the tournament, a single and now a double here in this contest. As Grayson Doctor out on a fielder's choice his last time to upgrade at first base. We'll see what the sophomore pitcher can do as he will come on and probably finish things off with just one batter more than likely in the bottom of the third. Stepping off is going to be Hoyme on the rubber. Turfed mound here in Kindred as the runner takes his lead off of second in Liebel. We'll try to keep him close at short. The pitch that'll miss down low for a ball at 1-0. Gorgeous day, though. Looks like and feels like summer this week with state track and field. Kind of the old adage. You know, once it gets Memorial Day weekend in track, it's going to get warm across the state. Here's the 1-0 offering. That'll miss for a ball 2-0. Second year, too, for the state track and field to be a 3-day event Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from the bowl out in Bismarck. Currently 85 degrees here in Kindred. Here's the 2-0, but that'll be thrown back, and that'll be into right center field. So going to third base here is going to be Liebel. That's going to be the second throwing error on the way here for the second error of this one, but the second throwing error combined between Fargo Oak Grove and Kindred-Richland. And now all of a sudden, for the Kindred-Richland Vikings, they will bring the infield in with the runner at third base. Here's the 2-0 offering. That'll miss for a ball at 3-0. Dr. Hermstead Hatfield, this has been the lineup that has really been the table setter, if you will, for Coach Petrick in every contest here of this tournament. Getting the green light swung on and missed, now 3-1. So when Hoyme look to keep something on the ground here or work back in the count and try to get another strikeout. So for one strikeout in the first and the second, 2 total, a 3-1 offering. That'll miss for a ball, instead it's a 5-pitch walk. Runners at the corners here, and that'll be the first free pass from Owen Hoyme as you bring up Mason Hermstead. Hermstead, with a strikeout looking his last time up, has a run driven in, 5 of 8 here in the tournament for Fargo Oak Grove. And with Doctor at first base here, this is sometime that delayed steal or a double steal opportunity that we've seen from teams to see if he can maybe earn a run coming in. Runner stays, but this is going to be hit on a line and running in front of the right fielder, Whipple. One run comes in. It's an RBI single on the way for Mason Hermstead. It's now 2-1 in favor of Fargo Oak Grove. So Lebo will come in to score. Doctor goes to second. Hermstead will come out of the game as Nisler will come on now and courtesy run. So Nisler again will be at first base here. Runners at first and second. 3 batters up and 3 batters on so far here for the Grovers in the top of the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch. This is going to be hit on a line and right to the right fielder, and this is going to over a Whipple in right. Justin Petrick waves the lead runner here. Doctor, he's coming in, and it's going to be an RBI double here for the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers. 3-1 in favor of Fargo Oak Grove. Hatfield gets his second run driven into the game, his first hit. Doctor comes in to score. Nisler goes first to third, and it's a second double here for the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers in the inning. And Hermstead and Hatfield early on in the count here with the RBIs for Fargo Oak Grove. Very reminiscent to what they did against Wold on Thursday. Really, first pitch, second pitch, swinging in a count as this one's followed back with Ashe to drive in some runs. So the Grovers with their largest lead of the game so far here on YourLiveEvent.com. Now look to add on to it and put a crooked number up on the board. This is going to be hit in the air. We'll see Almaris if he can come in. He can. The runner at third base, Nisler, he's in a bluff to go. They hit the relay, man. Not deep enough, and it will be out number 1. Now it's going to be Ring up to the plate. And for Owen Hoyme, he'll have some work in front of him here. After a double, walk, single, and double, Ashe flies out to center. Pitch 43 upcoming here for Owen Hoyme and the Kindred-Richland Vikings. As Ring with a ground out so far here today. Infield again playing in. As it's batter number 6 here for the Grovers. As that'll miss for a ball at 1-0. Region 1 baseball tournament here on YourLiveEvent.com. Kindred-Richland Vikings. Last time they won the Region 1 championship was in 2017. Looking to bunt. That'll be 1-0. The Oaks Tornadoes have yet to win a Region 1 title, and the same as well when you look back in recent years here for the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers. As it's going to be 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here with the runner at second in Hatfield. Nisler stands at third and is playing about 20 feet in off the first base. Is up ground looking to bunt again, and now they got the runner in a pickle. Here goes Doctor. Is he going to throw him down? He goes to third. Jorgen Swenson now. Swenson looks to apply the tag. They do, and well, Swenson does a good job chasing down the runner. Hatfield will scamper to third base. Nisler will be caught out here, and that'll be 2-5 with the tag on the putout, and out number 2. So the Grovers now, all of a sudden, 1 ball, 2 strikes on the way to Ring. Seeing if they can maybe get a suicide squeeze or a safety squeeze. And now Hoyme is 1 pitch away for a strikeout. Instead, this one goes in the dirt at 2-2. Damage has been done, though, for the Grovers as they take a 3-1 lead. The Vikings will be sending the top of their lineup up with the 2, 3, and 4 batters in the bottom half of the third, and Hoyme gets the strikeout. That's his third of the contest, but not before you have 2 runs come across on 3 hits. There was a throwing error and 1 runner left on base. 2.5 complete on our Bank North scoreboard. It's the Grovers up by 2. The Vikings coming to the plate.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com. Dakota Heritage Bank is a bank on the go and on the grow, with locations in Hunter, Hope, Galesburg, Hillsboro, Grandin, Gackle, Streeter, Judd, Harvey, Medina, and Red Lake Falls. More locations and more services. Dakota Heritage Bank offers mobile banking and online banking with bill pay, so you can bank anytime, anywhere. Stop in and visit Dakota Heritage Bank today. Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. dhbanknd.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Update for you in softball. It's the Central Cass Squirrels 2, Kindred-Richland scoreless in the 5th inning, but the Vikings are threatening here in baseball. 3-1 in favor of Oak Grove, and on the mound, Grayson Doctor, he's at 48 pitches, so more than likely with Jack Wold, this will be his last batter unless Wold either gets a single or an out on one pitch. And then you'll have to find out where Coach Petrick's going to go on the mound here for the Grovers. First pitch, swing a little check that goes to third baseman. Hatfield bobbles it, regains it, and oh, what a nice diving attempt on the stretch here by Liebel. Eric Olson says yes, he did. He held that foot on first base in one pitch with the out. So this will be officially the final batter now with Jeremiah Doctor at the plate. 0 for 1 with the line drive to the right fielder Meininger his last time up. Grayson Doctor, 2 1/3 innings. He will look to go 2 2/3 here for the Grovers. The pitch, that'll be in there for a strike at 0-1. So again, Doctor now up grand here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. The 0-1 offering, that'll be out of the zone for a ball at 1-1. Hatfield again cannot come on and pitch throughout the rest of this tournament for Coach Petrick. He has went over the pitch count limit. You have 66 pitches thrown by Liebel and 47, so far thrown by Ring. Here's the 2-1 offering. This is going to be hit in the air, and that might split the gap to left center field, and it'll be a diving attempt by Ashe, unable to come down with it. Rounding second base here is going to be Doctor, but he will stay put there as Ashe gave it all that he had. And that'll be a one-out double on the way here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. McDonald will come on in courtesy run. And that'll do it here for the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers and their starting pitcher here with Grayson Doctor. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll let you know who the new pitcher is when we return on your live event.
Watch the 2023 North Dakota Shrine Bowl in conjunction with Three Borders Sports Network in your live event on Saturday, June 24th in Mayville.
Deutsch, you look to the left, and a nice little screen over on the near side. Getting away is Nelson down inside the 20, and he might score. He does. Down inside the end zone, and it's a 37-yard touchdown.
The 11-man game kicks off at 4 with the 9-man game to follow at 7. It's the Shrine Bowl with Three Borders Sports Network and yourliveevent.com. Your family farm has been adapting to challenges in the field for generations. Taupe Insurance is here to help you weather the storm when those challenges arise. Visit with Taupe Insurance today about a quote or review of your policies. Taupe Insurance offers coverage on your farm's assets, crop and hail insurance, plus home and auto, commercial and life insurance. Stop in for a visit today at their office in Castleton or give Taupe Insurance a call at 701-347-4045.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
As we come back here on yourliveevent.com, Grayson Doctor goes 2 1/3 innings, 2 hits against, a double there from Jeremiah Doctor, and also a single by Max Upgrand. Walks 3 with 3 strikeouts. He is on the hook, however, for the runner at second base in McDonald as Liebel will come on. Liebel went 5 1/3 against Kindred-Richland back on Thursday with 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 5 hits, and 2 runs against in that contest. Liebel at 66 pitches, now at 67 as we get this thing going now with Max Upgrand. So runner at second again is McDonald. Liebel with the 1-0 offering. Popped up, and we'll see if it's an opportunity here as this will come out of play, and this one will go all the way out of play here. Now 1-1. If you're just joining us here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers with 1 run in the 1st inning with the Hatfield RBI. Then bottom of the 1st inning, Upgrand delivered the RBI base knock single to bring in Wold from second base. Hermstead with the RBI then to make it 2-1 in the top half of the third, and Hatfield with the RBI double to make it 3-1. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball out in front. Ashe has another chance at this one, but sees it one hot. Milbrandt then says at the very last moment, just stay there, but doing a good job making his way going down to second. He's going to be Max Opgren with the throw from Ashe to Hermstead. So McDonald will stay put at third base. Max Opgren will go to second. He gets his second hit of the game, and now you have runners at second and third. Jorgen Swenson due up, and the one thing against what Liebel was able to do against the Vikings back on Thursday, he's not going to throw as hard as you might see some, but he was able to locate enough, get guys out on some off-speed pitches, and allowed his defense to work behind him. That'll miss for a ball at 1-0. Jorgen Swenson 0 for 1 today with a strikeout, looking to potentially tie this game up with a base knock, as this is going to be hit to straightaway center. Ashe comes in, and then he bobbles it, as this one will come across and go past the cutoff man, as now you have the runner in Swenson going to second, and we're tied at 3 apiece. So McDonald comes in to score. Opgren goes from second to home. And then Jorgen Swenson with the base knock gets the run driven in, and then a little bobble out in center by Ashe allowed the runner in Opgren, who was not going to go and chance it. He was going to stay, but once it bobbled out of his glove, it allowed the runner then in Opgren to come in and score, and we're tied at 3 apiece. So Jorgen Swenson with the run driven in. And now it's 3-3 here in the bottom of the third, as his younger brother Kylan will hit one right on the screws and right back up the middle, and Ashe's been busy. Rounding third on his way home here is going to be Jorgen Swenson, and that's going to be a base knock. And then rounding second base and staying put there is going to be Kylan Swenson. It's now 4-3 in favor of the Kindred-Richland Vikings. Kindred-Richland has taken their first lead of this contest. Jorgen Swenson comes in to score. Kylan to second base here. As for Fargo Oak Grove, they will have 4 straight batters here with the Kindred-Richland Vikings finding a way to climb aboard and make it now 4-3. First lead of the game here for Kindred-Richland. This is going to be fouled with Grant Spellhog. It's now 0-1. Ashe's been busy in center field here in this inning after the doctor double the left center. A single by Opgren, Swenson, and Swenson here has allowed the Kindred-Richland Vikings to play with the lead, as this is going to be hit in the air. That's to right field. Meininger sees it go off of his glove. Rounding first, on his way to second is Spellhaug. Milbrandt's going to wave the runner and Kylan Swenson home. Here it comes, and the relay, well, it's going to be an errant throw. It's now 5-3. So that's going to be an error by the right fielder in Meininger as it went off of his glove. Swenson comes in to score, and now Grant Spellhaug will stand at second base. So a couple of errors in the inning have cost the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers, and after Oak Grove put 2 runs up in the top half of the third, it's a crooked number here for the Vikings, 4 and counting with just 1 out in the bottom half of the third inning. Bryce Whipple looks to keep the line moving here for the Vikings, as this will miss for a ball at 1-0. Bryce so far today 0 for 1 with a strikeout on 3 pitches. That was against Grayson Doctor. Well, since Liebels came on, Fargo Oak Grove is looking for the first out with him after a grounder with Jack Wold on 1 pitch to start, Doctor with a double, and then since then it's been 4 batters that Liebel has seen, and all of them have reached base. This one swung on a miss at 1-2 for Fargo Oak Grove. Top of the 4th inning will be Winter, Peterson, and Meininger, the bottom of the lineup here for the Grovers. But for the Kindred-Richland Vikings, they've answered the bell here this time against Fargo Oak Grove. The 1-2 pitch. That'll miss for a ball at 2-2. The winner of this game will have to beat Central Cass twice later tonight, then on Tuesday at 5 o'clock to get to Minot and the State B baseball tournament. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed, and good job by Hermstead holding on to that one. That'll be a strikeout, and 2 down now here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Owen Hoyme with a walk his last time up. State baseball and state softball tournament in Minot this season, June 1st through the 3rd, while State A is going to be in the Fargo Metro of West Fargo and Fargo, coming up that same weekend. This one in there for a strike at 0-1. Owen Hoyme with 2 runs scored here in this tournament, 3 of 7 at the plate, and a chance to add in a little more here in the bottom of the 3rd inning with the runner at 2nd and Spellhaug. This one, taking that, will be a ball at 1-1. Hoyme so far 47 pitches thrown through 3 innings of work here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That'll be in there for a strike, off speed at 1-2. Batter number 8 here for Kindred-Richland in the bottom of the 3rd inning in a contest that's now 51 minutes old here in Kindred. Here's the 1-2 offering. That'll be high as Armstead has to come out of his crouch position. Now it's 2-2. And for the Vikings right now, have themselves a very productive 3rd inning. And this will be hit on the ground. Liebel's going to be able to field his position as going 1-3 to Dietz, and that'll retire the side. But 8 batters up and 4 runs in here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning here, or the top of the 4th inning on our Bank North scoreboard on your live event.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at RDK Enterprises, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
One size does not fit all. As a small business employer, you have many great benefit options. Hello, Angela here with the Irie Insurance Benefits Connect team. We know shopping for employee insurance benefits can be a confusing and intimidating task for employers. Not to mention one more thing on your plate. Let Irie Insurance Benefits Connect guide you through the process. We take a unique approach to providing benefits through education, communication, and a personal touch. To find out more, go to IrieInsurance.com.
It's the Region 1 Baseball Tournament here on your liveevent.com. Chase Miller, Joey Hughes with you here as we go to the top of the 4th inning. And for Fargo Oak Grove Grovers now, they will have work in front of them. Bank North offers the perfect sync for your busy life with their online banking and mobile app. You can take them wherever you want to go. Take Bank North and handle your banking requests anytime for all of your accounts. It's values-based banking without ever slowing down. Go to ibanknorth.com, member FDIC, and proud supporter of their communities. Winter, Peterson, and Meininger going up against Hoyme here in the top of the 4th inning. This will miss outside for a ball at 1-0. As Hoyme looks back in to Doctor here behind the plate for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. Now 1-1 in the outfield from left to right. It's Kylan Swenson. From there you have Mason O'Maris in center and Bryce Whipple in right field. We'll get to the infield after this pitch from Hoyme. The 1-1. Swung on and missed by Winter. Now at 1-2. Jorgen Swenson at third base with Jack Wold at shortstop. You have Andrew Traum at second and Max Upgrand at first. And as we mentioned, a Doctor behind the plate. Here's the 1-2 offering from Owen Hoyme. That'll miss for a ball at 2-2. Give you an updated score on the softball. It's 3-2 Kindred-Richland. Top of the 6th inning over the Central Cass Squirrels. Good softball game brewing there. This one foul back at 2-2 for Coach Sam Brandt and also for Coach Scott Koss. They played in a nail-biter just a week and a half ago over at that same ball diamond here in Kindred. The 2-2 pitch fouled, and Winter does a good job as that one just hits the top of the netting here to keep battling, as Hoyme right now has 53 pitches thrown. For the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers, a run in the first, 2 runs in the second. They've left a runner on in every inning so far, and they have 5 hits with a couple of errors. The 2-2 on the way yet again with Hoyme. Strike 3 looking, and Hoyme gets his 4th strikeout of the evening. 4 strikeouts, 1 walk for Hoyme so far on the bump. As there's one down now with Jesse Peterson here, the senior left fielder, struck out, but able to reach bases last time after it got past the mid of Doctor. And Hoyme rocks and delivers. That'll miss for a ball at 1-0. Give you an update on what has happened across Region 2 and some of the other regions here on yourliveevent.com as well. Region 2, it's been all chalk so far in terms of who has advanced and who's been moving on. Here's the pitch. Little check swing. Did he go through the zone? They'll ask. Yes, he did. And Eric Olson says he went through. Now it's 1-1. At Northwood over Maple River in a loser-out game in 5, 25-4. As this one is fouled. Now 1-2. Also in a loser-out game in Region 2. 8-4 in favor of Hillsborough Central Valley, and the Burros also advance with the win over Hatton Northwood. Thompson and Mayport CG in action right now. As this one will miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You can catch the Region 2 baseball tournament also going on yourliveevent.com as well from Mayville. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Hit in the air, and that's going to be down for a base knock as Kylan Swenson will see that one drop in front of him. Jesse Peterson delivers a 1-out base knock, and it's the 6th hit here for Fargo Oak Grove. Just getting underway in the Region 2 baseball tournament between Thompson and Mayport CG. It's 1-0 in favor of the Thompson Tommies in the bottom of the 1st inning. Here's the pitch. This is going to be hit on the screws and to left field to Kylan Swenson, and the bottom of the lineup here for Fargo Oak Grove. As we mentioned in our pregame show, they would more than likely need to do something here against Kindred-Richland to have a chance in this one, and they are doing that right now here in the top of the 4th inning. Peterson gets a base knock, followed by Meininger here. Back-to-back hits, and now it's the top of the lineup. Coming into this particular game, for Fargo Oak Grove, again, the bottom of the lineup only had 2 hits and 27 at-bats. This one going to be swung on and miss. Now 0-1. Liebel with a single and a run scored in the 1st. A double with a run scored in the 3rd as well. This one will be in there for a strike at 0-2. So now Owen Hoyme will have to contend with a couple of Grovers on the base pass. Peterson at second, Meininger at first. The 0-2 foul, then running up and in on Liebel. Liebel, the senior first baseman here for Coach Patrick and the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers. Grayson Doctor due up next. The 0-2 pitch from Hoyme. This one will get by the catcher, and holding on and putting on the brakes will be the lead runner there, and Peterson. It's now 1-2. Already seen Oak Grove kind of run themselves a little bit out of an inning back in the 3rd. They're looking to bunt. Getting caught down the 3rd baseline was Nestler. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way from Hoyme. Popped up, and that'll be out of play. And we'll handle it at 1-2 all over again. Still to come on the Region 1 softball tournament in a loser-out game. Hillsborough Central Valley against Northern Cass, the winner to play the loser of the Squirrels and the Vikings in a state qualifier coming up tomorrow. As we're nearing the end of our Class B regional baseball coverage here on yourliveevent.com, then we'll have EDC softball coverage from West Fargo on Friday at 2-2. And right now, Liebel's doing a really good job fouling off some pitches here, as the pitch count continues to climb here for Owen Hoyme at 67 pitches. Peterson worked the 2-2 count. First pitch swinging for Meininger to get a single. Where does Hoyme go here to Liebel? Swung on, and was it foul tipped? Yes, it was. Just got enough of that one by Liebel. Foul tipped after the glove of Doctor, and we'll handle it at 2 balls and 2 strikes yet again. Make sure you stay tuned to our post-game show for the box score rundown of this one, and we'll hear from the winning participant as well. 2-2 check swing. They might appeal to Gareth Hansen. He'll say no, he did not. Now it's 3-2. Fastball up, Liebel able to hold it back through the zone enough, and with the 3-2 count, runner at second and Peterson Meininger at first. Liebel, we'll see what he can do with Hoyme. High on the ground. This one will be the short. Wold is there, goes to Tromp for one, and he'll just keep it there. So they will get an out. Runners now will be at the corners. Liebel reaches on the fielder's choice. Meininger is out at second, 6-4. Now it's Grayson Doctor with a chance for the Grovers to cut it down to one or possibly get a game-time base knock if he can get something into the gap. Wind starting to continue to blow in as it has for most of the game. Gotten a little left to right, but right now kind of blowing more into straightaway from straightaway center field. Runners at the corners. This one will run up on the fastball at 1-0. So far for Kindred-Richland, 79 pitches thrown by Jorgen Swenson, 70 by Cody Thompson. Omaris with a complete game, 91, and Jack Wold with 49 here for Scott Milbrandt. 1-0. Missing for a ball at 2-0. Runner at third and Peterson. Liebel stands at first. He does have some speed if he wants to try to steal. The 2-0 pitch will miss for a ball, now 3-0. Doctor today 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored here for the Oak Grove Grovers. Liebel with 2 runs scored, Doctor with the other. We'll see if he gets the green light on 3-0. He will take a strike, holding the entire way. Now 3-1. Hoyme with 4 strikeouts will look to get something on the ground here, or possibly pound another strike. And instead it will be a 5-pitch walk. Bases full of Grovers and nowhere to put Mason Hermstead. If there's a guy that you want coming up for Fargo Oak Grove, it's this guy. Hermstead, 5, make that 6 of 8 so far here in the tournament. As Scott Milbrandt will come on and talk over with Pat Adair right now. Runners, again, at third, second, and first. And this will also allow the pitcher here with Hoyme just to take a little bit of a breather. As you'll have Pat Adair talking with Scott Milbrandt here. Bases full of Fargo Oak Grove Grovers. After a strikeout with Winter, Peterson with a single, followed by a Meininger single to make it runners at first and second. Then Liebel was able to reach base on a fielder's choice, and then he's at second base now as you have Doctor with the walk. And for Scott Milbrandt here, we'll see if he makes a change with Owen Hoyme on the mound, and it looks as if he's going to do so. We'll let you know who the new pitcher is when we come back on our Bank North scoreboard. The Grovers threatening here in the top of the 4th inning from Kindred on yourliveevent.com.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
So Scott Milbrandt just coming out and eventually allowing Owen Hoyme just an opportunity to kind of collective breath, if you will, almost a timeout here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. First pitch swinging. This one's going to be a 2-hopper on the ground to Wold. He goes 6-4 in the little timeout by Coach Milbrandt. Worked out just like you drew it up. First pitch swinging with Mason Hermstead. 6-4 on the putout to retire this side. No runs on a pair of hits. There was no errors and 3 runners left on base. 3.5 complete on our Bank North scoreboard. It's the Vikings up by 2.
Dakota Heritage Bank, serving you with 10 locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota, has a strong background in ag and business lending, but they can also help with auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. Dakota Heritage Bank is a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. Our friendly staff greets you with a smile, takes the time to get to know you, and can help you with your banking needs. Visit us online, dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Emery Vistos Implement has been family owned and operated since 1935. Located in Oaks, North Dakota, they sell CarQuest automotive parts and numerous lines of agriculture parts, from edible bean equipment to air compressors and pressure washers. Plus, you'll have to stop by and check out their Ariat clothing selection at Emery Vistos Implement. Anything you need is under one roof. Stop in just south of Oaks on Highway 1 or go online to vistoimplement.com. That's vistoimplement.com.
The Grovers strand 3 runners again in the top of the 4th inning as Swemmy has 76 pitches, 4 innings work, 7 hits against, 3 runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. But now for the Kindred-Richland Vikings, after taking the lead with 4 runs in the 3rd inning, a chance to add on to that here in the bottom of the 4th inning here on YourLiveEvent.com as the Central Cass Squirrels await the winner of this contest here to see if they can punch their ticket to stay a 3rd consecutive season, as they've won it in 2013, 2021, and 2022. But the unfortunate thing for Central Cass is once they've been to state, they've got upended in the state quarterfinals back-to-back seasons. But still a lot of baseball before we find out who will eventually play the Squirrels, and even if the Squirrels will make the state baseball tournament. They put themselves in a really nice spot, however, again, having not lost a game so far here in the Region 1 baseball tournament. First pitch swinging, and this is hit in front of the left fielder here to Peterson, and it's a base knock on the way for Mason Almaris, as that's going to be a base knock. So Mason will get his first hit of the late afternoon, early evening now, as Jack Wold will come up to the plate with a runner at first and nobody out. After going through 8 batters in the 3rd inning, we'll see what Kindred-Richland has in store from here, as that's the 4th hit off of Liebel in relief for Kindred-Richland. Almaris looks to go. He will. There's the throw down, and sliding in safely with a stolen base is Mason Almaris. Be a 1-0 count upcoming here to Wold. So far today, 0 for 1 with a run scored after he was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning, and eventually came in to tie the game off of a Max Upgrand RBI single. 1-0 is the count on the way here with Liebel. The pitch. That one will miss for a ball, now 2-0. From right to left, it's Meidinger, Ashe, and Peterson in the outfield. I'll let you know about the infield after they made some changes. That'll be in there for a strike at 2-1 after Doctor went from the pitching mound. He's at short. Hatfield has remained at 3rd with Ring at 2nd and Dietz at 1st. And Hermstead behind the plate here for Fargo Oak Grove. Here's the 2-1 offering. Going to be hit on the ground to the shortstop, Doctor, and it goes right underneath his glove. And that'll be an error on the play by the shortstop. And now you'll have runners at 1st and 2nd. The only good thing from a Grover point of view is that the lead runner in Mason Almaris, because of where that grounder was hit, had to stay put at 2nd base. But now runners at 1st and 2nd, and a chance for the Kindred-Richland Vikings to break open this game a little bit here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Jeremiah Doctor with a double. McDonald came on for the courtesy run and came in to score. The pitch, looking at bunt. This will be a good-looking bunt. Liebel fields it, unable to do anything with it, and it's going to be an infield base knock on the way here for Jeremiah Doctor. Mason Almaris will go to 3rd. Wold goes to 2nd. That was a perfectly executed bunt on the way, as they will officially rule it a infield single. That was going to be difficult on that particular play regardless, as Petrick will come on and talk things over, and we'll see if Liebel's going to be done or if this is just a conference call here for the Grovers. As, again, Doctor with the bunt, and the chance for Liebel was maybe to try to grab the baseball and see if he can get the lead runner. But by the time he picked it up, looked at 3rd, it just was not going to happen with Doctor hustling down that first base line. So after a little timeout on the mound, bases full of Kindred-Richland Vikings, and it's now Max Upgrand here at the plate. As McDonald will be, again, coming up, and now it's Max Upgrand. Upgrand so far today, 2 for 2 with a run scored and a run driven in with 2 singles. The pitch, off speed, missing for a ball at 1-0. And this is something, the second time the Vikings have seen Liebel. They saw him on Thursday where he went 5 1/3, and now it's the second time through, starting to time him up a little bit better than what they did in Enderlin. This one in there for a strike at 1-1. For the Grovers, 4, 5, and 6 batters to the plate in the top of the fifth inning, but right now it's a matter of what can the Vikings do and how can you minimize some damage here in Kindred. Here's the 1-1 pitch. This is going to be hit on a hope, and that's going to be on a frozen rope. It gets by. Now Ashley's going to bobble it, and center brings it back in. It's an RBI single. A little bobble there in center by Ashley will allow Wold to come in and score. And it's now 7-3 in favor of the Kindred-Richland Vikings. So Maris comes in. Wold goes from second. Doctor, again with McDonald Courtesy running at second base. And Max Upgran with its third hit of the contest here and has a couple of runs scored to his name now. It's 7-3. That one will be in there for a strike to Jorgen Swenson, 1 of 2 so far here today with a run scored. Upgran and the Kindred-Richland Vikings hitting a lot of things between left center and right center right now here for Kindred-Richland as they have a 4-run lead over the Grovers in the bottom of the fourth inning. The pitch going to be bunted. Nice looking bunt fielded by Liebel, and this will be off the bag as he's not going to be on. So you're going to have McDonald at third. Upgren will be at second. That'll be a throwing error on the way for Liebel because Dietz had to come off the base on that one. And now all of a sudden you have bases loaded yet again for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. And the errors are starting to mount right now here for Fargo Oak Grove, and give credit to where credit's due. The Vikings have taken full advantage of those errors both in the third and now here in the fourth inning. As this one will miss outside for a ball. Batter number 6 here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. You have McDonald at third base, Upgran at second, and Jorgen Swenson at first. The 1-0 pitch to Kylan Swenson. Hit on the ground. A chance to turn 2. This will get bobbled. They do get 1, but that's about it. So coming to score will be McDonald. That's his second run. Upgran goes to third. Jorgen retired at second, and Kylan will be reach base with the fielder's choice, but he does get the run driven in. Now it's Grant Spellhog here. It's 8-3 Vikings. Here's the pitch upcoming now to Grant. 0 for 2 today. Did reach base on an error back in the third inning. And for the Kindred-Richland Vikings, 1 run in the first, 4 runs in the third, and so far 3 runs here in the bottom of the fourth inning with 1 out here for Kindred-Richland. Looking to take the quick pick. Getting back safely again is Kylan. He does have some speed to try to get a stolen base. One of those where you might get a delayed steal to try to score maybe 1 more run potentially. To see if he can get the lead runner to maybe come home. Here's the not going to throw it after Hermstead lost that one. So stolen base for Kylan Swenson as he gets into scoring position. It's now 1-0, the count to Grant Spellhog. And all of a sudden for the Kindred-Richland Vikings, you played a couple more runs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. All of a sudden that mercy rule comes into play. If he can continue the line moving here for Kindred-Richland, as that'll miss for a ball at 2-0. For Fargo Oak Grove, 1 run in the first, 2 runs in the third. 7 hits, but the errors are starting to mount here against the Grovers. The 2-0 pitch in there for a strike at 2-1. Oak Grove got out in front. Kindred-Richland answered with a run in the bottom of the first. Grovers got up 3-1 with a couple runs in the third. Then Kindred-Richland answered in the bottom half of the third inning, and they've added to that now here in the bottom of the fourth as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes with runners in scoring position here for Grant Spellhog. The 2-2 by Liebel going to be fouled and hit up the first base line. And we'll keep it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Across the way, you can hear some cheers when a play is made on the softball diamond for the Squirrels or the Vikings. As you're starting to hear some more cheers. 2-2, that one is going to miss for a ball now at 3-2. That game is crucial for either team. You win on that softball side, you're into the state tournament. You lose, and, well, then you go to a state qualifying game tomorrow as this one's going to be foul tipped. They got to throw it down to first. They do for the out, and they do get the strikeout here with Liebel. So second strikeout here for Liebel, and out number 2, more importantly, for the Grovers. And now Liebel's one pitch away from minimizing the damage. But Bryce Whipple, if you hit one in the outfield here, you're plating 1, if not 2, with the wheels that you have of Kylan Swenson, especially going off on the pitch or going off on the hit. This one will miss for a ball at 1-0. Runner at third base, Max Upgren at second again is Kylan Swenson. Here's the 1-0 offering. This is going to be hit in the air to straightaway center field. Ashe on his horse, dives, and he can't get it. It's going to get by Ashe into right field to Meininger. It's a bases clearing double here for Bryce Whipple, and the Kindred-Richland Vikings take a 10-3 lead. So Upgren comes in to score alongside with Kylan Swenson. 5 runs so far in the inning for the Kindred-Richland Vikings, and it's been up and down the lineup. Everybody 1 through 9 in some capacity has found a way to reach base here today for Kindred-Richland. 10-3 in favor of the Vikings here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And you got to tip your cap to Ashe as he has tried his best on diving attempts out there both to left and right. But that ball, again, just sailing away from him. And it's a 2 RBI base knock here for Whipple. So Bryce with his first hit of the game gets 2 runs driven in as well, as the Vikings right now with a 1-1 count upcoming to Owen Hoyme. That'll miss for a ball at 2-1. And here's an opportunity again for the Vikings to just keep the line going in the bottom of the 4th. That'll be in there for a strike as they bat it around. 9th batter to the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The 2-2. That'll miss for a ball at 3-2. Owen Hoyme 0 for 1 today with a walk. His last time up in the 2nd. Here's the 3-2 pitch. This is going to be hit on the ground, and a chance for Liebel to field this position. Flips it, he does. 1-3 on the put-up, but not before the Vikings score 5 runs as they send 9 batters to the plate, and they take a new lead on our Bank North scoreboard. It's 10-3. Fargo Oak Grove coming to the plate next on your live event.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsborough. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsborough.
There's more at 104. Hillsborough, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. Take in the sights or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsborough and see why there's more at 104.
Well, a final on the softball diamond for the first time this season in Class B. Central Cass loses. The Kindred-Richland Vikings are heading to state with a 3-2 win over Central Cass. The Squirrels will play in a state qualifying game coming up tomorrow at 4 against Northern Cass, Hillsborough Central Valley winner. The Kindred-Richland Vikings will play for a Region 1 title following that at 6. Now for Kindred-Richland, it's all about seed lining purposes, try to be the Region 1 champs and see how far you can go with pretty good competition out west this year, particularly in the Beulah Miners. Hatfield comes on as this one will be hit to center, right center field, and coming over with that wind. Continuing was Mason Almaris, 1 pitch and 1 out. For the Kindred-Richland Vikings, 5 runs, 4 hits, 3 singles on that particular one, and a double with 2 errors and a runner left on base in the bottom of the 4th inning. 5 runs across. 1 pitch, 1 out with Hatfield. Now it's to Ashe, 0 for 2 today here for the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers. The pitch by Hoime. This one is going to be hit up the third base line, and that'll drop in there for a base knock. Counting it off is Kylan Swenson. Rounding first will be Ashe, as he will get on for a one-out single. Now, all of a sudden, if you're Fargo Oak Grove, a run or two looms large here in the top of the fifth, because if you put a goose egg up and the Vikings, for example, put 3 up in the bottom half of the fifth, it would be the mercy rule. So for Fargo Oak Grove, trying to battle back here in the top of the fifth inning for Kindred-Richland and Owen Hoime, looking for a nice, tidy top of the fifth, get the bats coming up to the plate one more time and seeing if he can put the Grovers to bed here this season, as this will be missing for a ball to ring. Now 0-2 on the night. Here is Jake. 1-0 pitch upcoming. The pitch. That'll miss for a ball now at 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out here in the top of the fifth inning with Ashe standing at first base. The pitch going to be hit on the ground up the middle, and this will be a nice fielding play by Wool. Oh, what a web gem. That might be your RDK Enterprises feature precision play of the game right there. A 6-4 on the DP on that one. 6-3, excuse me, on the double play to retire the side. That was a nice fielding play by Wold, as he had to wait to glove it and see the barreling runner of Ashe and then make a nice throw to Upgrand at first. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Grovers. As we go to the bottom of the fifth, it's Kindred-Richland coming up to the plate.
The Kindred Vikings Booster Club is an organization of parents and community members that supports and encourages the advancement to Kindred athletic programs, focusing on wholesome school spirit, promoting good sportsmanship, and developing high ideals of character. For more information, or if you'd like to be part of the Kindred Vikings Booster Club, send an email to kindredboosterclub@gmail.com. That's kindredboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Vikings!
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsboro. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro.
As we go to the bottom of the fifth inning here, a chance for the haymakers punch for the Kindred-Richland Vikings to try to put 3 runs up and finish for Fargo Oak Grove. They can give up 2 to get to the top of the sixth. New pitcher in the game will be Mr. Ring, so Jake Ring will come on here. Lebo goes an inning and 2/3, 7 hits, 8 runs against, but a handful of those are unearned with the 2 errors in that inning. 2 strikeouts and 0 walks here for Liebel on the bump for the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers. For the Kindred-Richland Vikings, back to the top of the lineup here, Mason Almaris, Jack Wold, and Jeremiah Doctor. So far today, 1, 2, and 3 batters have combined for 5 runs here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. Chase Miller, Joey Hughes with you here from Viking Varsity Diamond in Kindred. That one will be in there for a strike at 0-1. They'll officially mark that double play. 1-6-3, give Owen Hoime the hockey assist. Able to get that one enough. And then nice play again by Wold to see that one roll to him and finish it off, as this will be foul back. Now 0-2. Mason Almaris today 1 of 3 from the plate with a single, a run scored, and a stolen base. Mason Almaris has done a really good job so far defensively also for the Kindred-Richland Vikings, as this is going to be a lazy fly hit down the first base line, but slicing foul, as it'll be 0-2, as now fans from the softball diamond are making their way here to the baseball diamond, as You'll have Hillsborough, Central Valley, and Northern Cass playing an elimination game at about 6:45, 6:50 or so. And Central Cass will play, at this point, it looks like, to be the Kindred-Richland Vikings in the championship a little bit later on here from Kindred. In the air, and that's going to be over the second baseman's glove in Dietz. It's a leadoff single for Mason Omaris. Back-to-back innings, and Omaris has climbed aboard with a leadoff single, and now there's a runner at first here for the Vikings. So for Kindred-Richland, they will also see with Ring on the mound, Dietz goes from first to second, and then Lebo goes from the mound to playing first base and holding on Mason now here for Fargo Oak Grove. Grover is the number 5 seed. Kindred-Richland the number 1 seed in this baseball tournament. That'll miss for a ball at 1-0. Oak Grove able to win 2 games on Thursday, put themselves in a nice position. Fell 6-2 against Central Cass then in the semifinals back on Saturday. Got up to a 3-1 lead for those of you that are just joining us, but since then 9 runs have been scored by Kindred-Richland after being down a 3-1. So Jack Wold, 2 runs scored so far here today, 0 for 2 from the plate. Here's the pitch. Looking at bunt, runner's going to go to second base. Sliding in safely here for Kindred-Richland is Mason Omaris. So Omaris back in with a stolen base here. He was our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game against Northern Cass, going that complete game, and also was able to get a run with a hit and a run driven in for Mason Omaris back on Saturday evening. Swung on and missed. As it's now 1-2 on the way here to Wold. For the Kindred-Richland Vikings, trying to improve to 16-2 on the season. Fargo Oak Grove stands at 7-9. Hit on the ground right up the middle, right to the second baseman, Dietz. Able to go to Liebel. Does move the runner up 90 feet, so Omaris now will be at third. A productive out for Kindred-Richland, and it's now Jeremiah Doctor coming up to the plate. Doctor with a single, a double, and 2 runs scored is 2 for 3, and he hit a loud line out to Meidinger back in the first inning. Been seeing the ball well here today for Jeremiah. Runner at third base is Omaris. Also missed for a ball at 1-0. So far in the tournament for Doctor, 7 hits in 13 plate appearances here in the Region 1 tournament for the senior catcher. The 1-0 offering with the lead runner, with Omaris again at third. This one's going to be hit down the first base line, but foul at 1-1. Looking back at the softball schedule again, Kindred-Richland will play at 6 o'clock tomorrow in the Region 1 softball championship. I'll wait to see who they will play in that Region 1 softball title game. The 1-1. This will be in the dirt now, 2-1, but the biggest thing from a Viking point of view is they know they're heading to the Magic City next Thursday for the softball tournament here in Class B. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out on the way here in the bottom of the 5th inning on our Bank North scoreboard. The pitch, that'll miss for a ball. Now make it 3-1 with Max Upgrand due up next year for Kindred-Richland. The 3-1 pitch upcoming here with Ring. Going to be hit right up the middle, and that's going to die in for another base knock here for Jeremiah Doctor. Doctor is third hit, his first run driven in. It's now 11-3 as McDonald will come on in courtesy run here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. But more importantly, from a Kindred point of view, you'll have Max Upgrand due up here, and that is the game-ending run standing at the plate here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings if they can plate 2 more across here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So McDonald again at first base. Max Upgrand today, 3 appearances at the plate with 3 singles and 3 runs driven in. 11-3 in favor of the Kindred-Richland Vikings. Batter number 4 here of the bottom of the 5th inning. Taking his lead off of first base is going to be McDonald. This is going to be a high fly ball. That's a big league fly to left field. Peterson fights the wind, comes in and bobbles the ball. That's going to be an error by the left fielder here. It was in his glove. He had a chance to bring it across, and now it's going to be runners at first and second. He had to fight the wind there. That was a high fly ball on the way. Good job by Peterson to chase it and find it, but then as it hit his glove, just unable to complete the catch. And now you have runners at first and second here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings with Jorgen Swenson stepping in. Jorgen, so far today, 1 of 3 with a single and a run scored and a run driven in. Here's the offering. That'll miss for a ball now at 1-0. Reminder still to come on our post-game show, our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, also our Arctic Enterprises feature Precision Play the Contest. The 1-0. Foul tip now will be 1-1. We'll also hear from a particular winning player here in this one, and we'll get you set for the championship between the winner of this contest and the Central Cass Squirrels a little bit later on here in Kindred. Here's the 1-1 pitch. This is going to be hit in the air. That's to right center field. Ashe and Meininger are looking, and that's going to split the gap. On his way to second base here is going to be Swenson. McDonald comes in. Opgren will stay at third, and it's an RBI double here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. It's now 12-3. McDonald comes in to score. That's his third run on the courtesy run variety. Having this kind of stay to see if that was going to be caught between Meininger or Ashe was Opgren, and Jorgen Swenson with the base knock and a run driven in. It's now 12-3, and the game-ending run stands at third base as Kylan Swenson steps up to the plate. So the RBI double going opposite field there for Kindred-Richland. This one runs in and almost hits him to Kylan Swenson. Well, Kylan's done his reach base. Walk, single, fielder's choice, stolen base twice with 2 runs scored. Very productive at that number 6 spot in the lineup here for Scott Milbrandt and the Kindred-Richland Vikings. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Looking to bunt, but that one will be coming back as Opgren was hustling down that third baseline. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. So your number 3 seed in this tournament, Central Cass awaits, but the back-to-back Region 1 champ, can someone upend them? The Kindred-Richland Vikings are just 1 more run away here in the bottom of the 5th, trying to see if they can do just that here in Kindred tonight. And now they're going to intentionally walk the bases as Swenson will take the free pass here off a ring, and it's Grant Spellhaug who will step up to the plate. Grant today 0 for 3, but he reached base in the 3rd after an error by Meininger, so you're saying he's due. Bases full of Kindred-Richland Vikings. Ring looks into Hermstead. The pitch fouled. Now it's 0-1. The Grovers playing the infield in. They will look to get the run out at home if they can do so here. For Kindred-Richland, wild pitch, a pass ball, a sacrifice fly, anything will end the contest here in the bottom of the 5th inning. As Ring looks in, and the 0-1 pitch. That'll miss for a ball. Now it's 1-1. Ring, the junior designated hitter, if he is out, it'll be Bryce Whipple, who had a double his last time up, due up here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The pitch. This one will come in and hit him, and this game is going to go final here as it's now 13-3. So the hit by pitch. Opgren comes in to score his 3rd run of the game. It's a hit by pitch in a contest that will finish in 1 hour and 35 minutes here in this baseball game. When we come back after this, we'll hear from the victorious player, our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Also, we'll get to our Arctic Enterprises feature, Precision Play of the Game, and more. Again, your final in 5 here via the Mercy Rule, 13-3. Picking up the win will be Owen Hoyme. Picking up the loss will be Grayson Doctor, as the Kindred-Richland Vikings at 16-2 head to the championship, where they will play the Central Cass Squirrels. Coming up in about a half hour from now on yourliveevent.com.
At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator.
Central Cass School's mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The new STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow in the new space and move forward with excellence.
Do you want that new boat? Are you building onto your home? Maybe you want the new camper or ATV. Dakota Heritage Bank can help you. This is Dustin Nagel, president at Dakota Heritage Bank Hillsborough location. You can visit with me or our other loan officers to help with loans and lines of credit from Dakota Heritage Bank. We are serving you with locations in North Dakota and Northwest Minnesota. Dakota Heritage Bank offers financial services you expect with a local perspective. dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Tomorrow is happening right now. Today, more than ever, the world needs safe, secure, sustainable, and affordable sources of energy. That's why Enbridge is advancing new technologies to reduce emissions, like carbon capture and hydrogen power. By putting in the work today, we're bridging to a cleaner energy future. Tomorrow is on. Enbridge. Life takes energy.
And joining us now is our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. That is Max Opgren, the senior first baseman, with 3 singles today, 3 runs scored and 3 runs driven in. Had the game-winning one to finish it in 5 here in this one, 13-3. Max, congratulations first and foremost on the win. How does it feel to be heading to a Region 1 championship here on your home turf here in Kindred?
First of all, thank you. I appreciate it. It's exhilarating, you know. These guys Castleton has owned us for a while, you know, but we got to come back and play Monday and Tuesday here.
And then all of a sudden, what were you seeing on the mound against Dr. Liebel and Ring? What were you just kind of seeing just to get those base knocks and keep the line moving here, particularly from your squad in that, you know, 3rd and 4th and the final 5th inning here?
I think we had to change our approach from the previous game. We just had to go for just singles and line drives, and I think that's what made us successful this game.
Owen Hoyme, what can you say about him? 5 innings of work. He had to struggle through maybe 1 or 2 innings, but at the end of the day, minimize the damage, which was the biggest thing. What did you see from your pitcher on the mound?
Yeah, he was just pumping strikes, and that's all we need out of him. He faced a tough lineup. That top 4 is really good, and they got some hits off him, but he came back and he got that bottom of the order, and that's what winners do.
Hey, we'll go to our double play here. It goes off of Hoyme Wold, and then you were able to see a perfect view at first base. What were you kind of seeing when all of a sudden Wold was able to glove that one, and with Ashe barreling down to second base? What's kind of going through your mind as a first baseman?
I honestly did not see the ball at all. I just kind of went my glove, luckily.
Final thing for you, Max, before we let you go. You kind of mentioned it earlier. What's going to be the biggest challenge against Central Cass here in about a half hour or so in Kindred?
I think we just need to lock it down the pitcher and time him up. I think that's our biggest key here. Make plays on defense. Our outfield's got us back. We just got to make plays in the infield and just trust our pitcher.
Hey, Max, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck here against Central Cass.
I appreciate it.
Max Opgren, our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. We're back after this with a look at the line score coming up next here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles Hillsborough. Fireworks and sports stuff in the same store? That's right. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles Hillsborough. Come in and browse the sports cards and memorabilia and fireworks at the same time. Unopened packs and boxes of sports cards plus pre-owned cards as well. Jersey, Swatch, autograph cards, lots of Twins, Vikings, Wolves, Wild, Lynx, and North Stars memorabilia, bobbleheads, caps, and more. They're open Saturdays 10 to 5. Call anytime 701-436-6140. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles Hillsborough.
Well, we just heard from him again. Our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game goes to Max Opgren here for the Central Cass Squirrels. They just kept the line moving, particularly in that 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings here. Max Opgren goes 3 of 4 from the plate. He reached base all 4 times with 3 hits and 3 runs scored and 3 runs driven in. Max Opgren is our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Life takes energy. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. That again is Enbridge.com for career opportunities, as the Kindred-Richland Vikings improve to 16-2 now on the season, where they will go up against the 11-6 Central Cass Squirrels coming up again in about 25 minutes or so now here from Kindred. We go from there to our RDK Enterprises feature precision play of the contest. There was a really nice play, particularly from the second baseman, with a one-out base runner in the top of the fifth inning after Atchie got on board with a one-out single. Jake Ring came up to the plate. Got enough of the glove with Owen Hoyme that kind of rolled to Wool, that shortstop. He had to sit there and wait for that ball to come through, with Ashley barreling down, able to glove it, step on second, then throw a nice throw to Upgrant at first base for the 1-6-3 double play. That is our RDK Enterprises feature precision play of the contest, with Hillsboro and Drayton locations for precision planting updates, information, and questions. Make sure you have a safe spring in the fields and on the roadways. Visit planterdoc.com. That again is planterdoc.com. That's our RDK Enterprises feature precision play of the game in this one. For the winning pitcher, Owen Hoyme, 5 innings of work, 8 hits. He saw 6 errors behind him, 5 errors behind him here in this one. And then for Kindred-Richland, they left 2 runners on for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. They would eventually leave 8 runners on base. For the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers, 3 runs off of 8 hits, 6 errors, and 6 runners left on base, as Grayson Doctor picks up the loss, goes an inning and 2/3, and 2 1/3 innings. Lebo goes an inning and 2/3 in relief here for Fargo Oak Grove. So Jeremiah Doctor goes 3 for 4 from the plates, with 3 runs scored by McDonald on the courtesy run. Wold from the plate goes 0 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Mason O'Maris 2 of 4 with 2 stolen bases and 2 runs scored here for the Kindred-Richland Vikings. Jorgen Swenson was able to go 2 of 4 today from the plate with a stolen base and a run scored and 2 RBIs. Kylan Swenson reached base all 4 times, 2 walks, a single, and a fielder's choice, with 2 runs scored and a run driven in. Grant Spellhog was able to bring in the game-winning run on the hit-by-pitch. He was able to go 0 for 3 from the dish with an RBI. Bryce Whipple, 1 of 2 today with that base knock being a 2 RBI double, and Owen Hoyme goes 0 for 2. Cameron Lebo from the plate with a single, a double, and 2 runs scored. He goes 2 for 3. Doctor goes 0 for 1 with a run scored and 2 walks. Mason Hermstead 1 of 3 today with a base knock. Trey Hatfield with a single, a double, and 2 RBIs, 2 for 4 here for Hatfield. Jonathan Ashe goes 1 of 3 with a single. Ring was able to go 0 for 3. Winter 0 for 2. Peterson 1 of 2. And Noah Meininger 1 of 2 from the plate. For the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers, they finished the season 7-10. For the Kindred-Richland Vikings, they improved to 16-2 with a game coming up against the Central Cass Squirrels. If they win that, they will have another game on Monday at 5. If Central Cass wins, the Squirrels are heading back to the state championship for a 3rd consecutive season. That does it for our post-game show. Join us in about 20 minutes or so for Kindred-Richland and Central Cass in the championship game. That's coming up around the corner next on your liveevent.com.